What about the celebrities who don't even recognize each other in the moment? I think we actually have been given all the right images.
What are we playing now? I haven't seen the image.
We've got Britney and someone who did not recognize her when this photo was taken.
Yeah.
And she looks very happy to see him, and he looks like, who is this young woman who suddenly wants a photo with me?
It's so cute. You just got Britney Spears on your lap. You have no idea.
And you have no idea who it is. And you could look at this one and say,
it's great.
Who's this old guy, and why would she be so excited to see him? Who is that? I mean, so as I've read about it, he doesn't recognize who it is, and she put it on her social media. Fancy running into this guy. Prayer smile. Such a sweetheart. With multiple responses. And then after, he was saying, oh my gosh, if I had known. But he didn't know. He didn't recognize her, right? So there was the degree to which, and this is, the kind of illusion.
She didn't have a costume on.
She didn't have her costume on. The illusion versus the reality of the people that are bearing these roles. And what we are, this is the deep thing that I really wanted to get us to wrestle with is, what are we doing to them, projecting all of that desire onto them? We can say we're projecting all of this desire onto Mary at Fatima, projecting all of this desire onto Milo, and now, he's got, in our little corner of the internet, lots of excitement over the idea that, if he speaks up and he stays strong, he can do what? And now we have here Britney, and anybody recognize who she's with? They're not. We're streaming slow, right? It's Married with Children, Modern Family, the dad guy. I had to look up his name too. It's Ed O'Neill, right? Who Britney obviously recognized. I can't remember Meryl Streep's characters because, as far as I'm concerned, she plays the same one in all her movies. I know she wouldn't think that, but she recognized him, but he didn't recognize her, and so there's this like detachment of your role from your actual human reality, which is exploited constantly in all of the stars caught without their makeup subgenre of, here we are, we're fascinated by them, but we want to know that they're real people, but we don't want them to be real people, except we do want them to be real people. So what are they when they're stars?
Cauldrons of spiritual catharsis.
We're gonna have to make a clip of just your words, and it's like Rachel babbles, and there's a rock.
I need you to talk. Then I take the Polaroid. It's
click.
That's what.
Right. So here's another way that we've seen Britney. Also posted on her social media. She's wearing a little black number and has got her legs wide apart. And some people. Very interestingly, people behind her in masks. But not like,
yes, Phantom of the Opera
masks. Not our usual half masks or beaded masks that you might wear. Yeah.
You're triggering me.
No, you got to do it. You got to do it. I'm gonna get some more wine.
What? Start ranting about mask wearing?
No, start ranting about Britney and what you see in these photos.
Oh, okay. Well, should I do like a little tiny micro anecdote of what happened when I refused to go along with this,
Well, which side are you on in this story?
Well, I had someone who was very dear to me, who is still very dear to me, who was having a very hard time seeing Britney in her post-conservatorship emancipation stage, where it was basically like a mashup of the emancipation of Mimi and Thelma and Louise and a whole bunch of other stories about women that had been locked inside and then just let out and sort of thought, oh my God, I can do whatever I want now.
Well, what can she do? Whatever she wants. So this
a driver's license.
This is Britney on stage in a performance, right?
Yes.
Okay, and this is Britney at home in a bed.
Okay, so Britney on stage with the guys in masks and everything. She's dressed like a stripper, like she is. this is a stripper thing. This is what I was saying before. It's like stripper culture. And the acceptable context for this is she's on stage, she's doing a performance, she's dancing. So now she has her lace stockings and she's got her legs spread in an incredibly sexually suggestive pose. There is no other way that you can interpret her position in that choreographed move.
Right.
None.
Right.
It's sex.
And it was done therefore on purpose in this show.
Yeah, it was.
And then she actually, you have it that she's actually posted it in her social media too. So it's her in her glamour face, which when she's there with, I mean, she does look like an ordinary, quote, ordinary person. I mean, she's got some fun. I'm back with Ed O'Neill. She's got some sort of funky, spiky shoes on or something. But you could see, yes, he didn't recognize her because she wasn't in performance mode. They were in a hotel.
Yes.
A lot of our story seems to take place today in airports. So
it's kind of
Miami Airport with Ye and Nick, and here's Britney and Ed, and under those circumstances, neither of them are in character as themselves, as it were.
Isn't it great? Yeah. Because it's like all of us. You get into the airport, it's like you don't really have a nationality or anything. You've got no identity, and you're all off the plane. Class system's gone. Everything's gone in an airport. Yeah, it's very, very appropriate.
Okay, so she's so there she is with Ed, and I'll go back to her on stage. Okay, now she's back on stage.
Yeah, so she's on stage. She's posted this picture. So this is her acceptable persona, which is, I'm going to use my sexuality to make money. Same way Kanye was using his sexuality to make money.
Right.
And that is the status quo, which is like what I said, libido economy. But that's what everyone is doing in this arena.
Which is apparently perfectly fine to the people that
we're encouraged
that police the internet with cancellations and such.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm trying to be objective. Like I'm not condemning her and saying, he was being a hoe.
No, we're trying to get to the core of what's going on here. This is really important because we have this influencer, celebrity, internet, apparitional, devotional magic going on, and people are either claiming not to be affected by it or completely caught up and lost in it. And one way or the other, I mean, we want to understand it because we're watching from our perch on the ark, which is also part of it. Voyeurs, but also part of it. I mean, I'm friends with Milo. I'm really, honestly, truly friends with Milo. So that's not just a.
Well, this is why it's weird to talk about. Like, people have to understand. Also, I'm sitting with a woman who's friends with Milo. Like, you're my friend, right? So it's like, let's talk about my friend. It's awkward.
It is awkward. It's very awkward. This is the most I've talked about it in this fashion ever. Yeah. Right. You all know I blogged about him a lot. And, you've seen me on camera with him, so you can tell that we're friends. But there's this new kind of significance to all of these relationships, sparked this past week by Milo's meeting with Ye, Ye's meeting with Trump, probably Nick's meeting with Ye, definitely, because we saw that, and probably with Trump too. And it's like the conjunctions of how all happened, and we're all I don't know. Is it a leveling? I mean, one of the things that I saw in some of the videos of Ye's, he's talking about wanting to make sure that everybody has these $20 shirts, right? I'm going to make fashion for everybody, so everybody can wear nice clothes, although they're very plain. They're very monastic in their plainness, but and yet the entire culture is around fashion and glamour and expensive ornament. And go back to your personal response to Britney.
Oh, okay. So Britney's legs are spread. So she's exploiting, or she's being exploited, I should also add. But there is an exploitation aspect to this, where she's using her sexuality to make money. She's using her sexuality to make other people lots of money. And everybody is willing and enthusiastic to pay to see her doing this.
Right.
In that context, on that stage. Come forward. Emancipation of Britney Spears, where she's giving it away for free. Suddenly, people are losing their minds.
That's yes. Now she's got a little heart on her butt.
She's got her clothes off on her Instagram. She's going crazy. Look at this. And my darling friend, who kept sending me messages about this, couldn't understand why I didn't care. That
you were not bothered by her. I mean, I am actually bothered by it because it's so clear that it was clear to me. Maybe I don't understand because I don't know Britney, and I hadn't. Milo's the only one of these characters. They are characters in some ways. He's the only one of these the people we're talking about that I've been friends with and I've known for a while. Yay, I hadn't. Mm-hmm. I knew of him, as we've talked about, because of Jonathan Pageau's videos, but I hadn't listened to any of his music. I didn't have any backstory on him. So I have no backstory. I think that's it. I had no backstory. Mm-hmm. And I don't really have much backstory on Britney, except for that Milo was very much, supportive of her when she was trying to get away from her handlers, which is another element of the backstory of all. He's like, Ye is in our attention right now because of what he said about the handlers.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I'm not saying that I didn't care about public nudity, but in my mind, I was wondering why I should care about her nudity on Instagram post-emancipation versus her similar nudity on stage prior to her conservatorship being dissolved. I couldn't understand why this person was so upset by the images that would have been posted in magazines previously. It's like all of these women that had started their movie careers or music careers by doing a Playboy, for example. Or, Gani's ex-wife who leaked the tape. No one cares. But it was Britney specifically choosing to post herself nude on Instagram that was it was like, this is it. This is the final straw. I thought, why is this the thing that's bothering you? And I was talking to you about it because it was quite upsetting to me. I'm thinking, I can't relate to this. I don't know why you care so much. And then it kind of dawned on me, I'm like, oh, this is somebody who's invested in this particular celebrity. But also, it's the shock of seeing them out of context. It's the shock of seeing this person. I mean, I could put it like this, giving it away for free. But
this is the core of what we wanted to get. There's something. I mean, this is to me a shocking picture. She's beautiful, right? She's amazingly fit, but I really don't. I don't like seeing this much of her, even with the little sticker on her butt. And I'm listening to you wondering, why am I, because you're right. She is, okay, now this, like, she's actually willingly doing this, apparently for she's not being coerced by her producer, her manager, her handler to do this performance. Nobody is making, as far as I know, nobody's making any profit off of this exploitation of her. So she is actually doing what everybody claims the sex workers and the actresses. The thing is, what the other thing I wanted to get to deeply was, this came up in a discussion about this movie that we saw at the conference, which I now don't remember whether we talked about it last time, but we saw a movie that was showing, among other things, the prayer practice at Fatima, but also members of the filmmaker's own family, including his wife, who's pregnant, so fairly naked in the imagery. It's like you could see her belly, and it felt intrusive. And we talked about that afterwards. It's like, what were you doing, showing us so much of your own family? And then, and very, very smart man, Joaquin Sapino, saying, I used to work in Hollywood and they did this all the time.